Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Let's Chat. It's been a while. How you doing? You're looking lovely. Did you do something with your hair? Have you been working out? I think you've been doing both. I accept that.
Oh, you
yeah.
noticed?
Hi. Hey.
Yeah,
I've been working out my hair.
Yeah, I grew my hair out, dyed it blonde. I've been hitting the gym, getting pretty buff.
That's awesome. You look more like Falshane now.
Really?
What's that? Are you going for that Falshane look? Because it's hot.
I think
It's
I'm
hot
going
right
for that
now.
Simon Belmont look.
Whoa!
I was about 5 seconds away from clicking onto another video if you guys did mention a newcomer.
Oh,
You happy, Wander? Are you happy, Wander?
I'm
You
so
wanted this.
Happy. Like Ark and I watched the direct together, and when it started and I figured out what was going on, I just sort of started sobbing a little bit.
Yeah, you did.
I think when they showed all the music tracks for Castlevania is when I actually started to tear up.
Yeah, there's like 34, I think it was.
Yeah.
Some
Apparently,
just from Castlevania.
Yeah.
apparently the dev team really.
I mean,
likes
obviously a lot of it's just going to be ripped directly from the source game, but
Right.
still, that's a crazy amount of songs to have on a new entry Smash Brothers franchise.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Sakurai-
guys.
Oh.
Final Fantasy still has 2 whole songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that really right? Is there really only 2 songs on the Final
Yep.
Fantasy stage and 36 on the fucking Castlevania stage?
The Final Fantasy was added in DLC, so they had less resources to use, I assume.
Did the devs team dislike Final Fantasy as much as I did?
No,
Is that what
They had
happened?
less resources
I'm
because it was DLC.
I also mentioned that Square Enix licensing all
Yeah.
that stuff.
That would be my
Yeah.
biggest guess.
Yeah, Sakurai says, "Hey, we're gonna have Castlevania content. The entire sound team." Nice.
So are you happy with how he plays?
Well, let me tell you something.
Uh-huh.
First of all, yes.
Uh-huh.
Second of all, I feel like this is weird to me because not only is this something I've been dreaming about since like Brawl, but it's also happened almost exactly how I envisioned it.
Good.
It's kind of weird, like Sakurai picked my brain. Like even the trailer is kind of what I imagined a Simon Belmont trailer would look like, with like Luigi going through the castle like it's a Luigi's Mansion game,
And
then
getting
Death
murdered.
shows up. I did not.
Yeah,
I did not think that they would kill Luigi. So
The
apparently
year of Luigi is finally over.
I have a real question.
Yeah,
Why did they kill Luigi?
yeah, they're killing everybody.
Why?
Okay.
Why did Simon not step in 4 seconds earlier? You know.
There.
Why did they need to do that?
Let's put a pin in that one.
Yeah, we're gonna put a pin in that. But
Yeah.
going back to how Simon plays, oh man, it's perfect. Like his sub weapons for his special moves. Like I even noticed, I was looking and he pulls out the dagger for his up special. So it's like all of the standard sub weapons are represented there, except the timer, but that's an item, so whatever.
Yeah.
Now, does using holy water against all the other Smash Brothers imply that everyone else in the roster is a demon or from hell in some way?
Well, no, I actually saw a post about this, and Palutena and Pit are pagan deities and therefore would be harmed by holy water. Since Simon is a good Christian.
We'll see. I guess all the Nintendo characters are like Craven images or something that we've been
Yeah.
worshiping for too long, so.
Yeah, and of course Donkey Kong's Wiccan, so that's just...
Okay, so I am confused on Richter Belmont because I tried to look up what part of the series he was responsible for, and then there was 1.5 million Castlevania games. How big compared to Simon is he?
He's about 2 inches
That
taller.
confused me. 'Cause, like, if you had told me that Simon was getting an Echo Fighter, first I would have freaked out because holy crap, Simon's in this game? I probably would have said Trevor because of the anime, and Castlevania 3 is still pretty popular. I'm pretty sure the reason they went with Richter is because he was in Symphony of the Night.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right.
So yeah,
That's just
he was
one of the most popular Castlevania games.
Yeah, it's the game that put the Vania in Metroidvania.
Well, if the goal was to put in a character from Symphony of the Night, wouldn't they just put in Alucard?
Well,
they did,
Yeah,
Ark.
yeah, he wouldn't have been an easy Echo. You're right.
Yeah.
But we're happy with him too. Was he good? Important?
Dude, 2 Castlevania characters right off the bat? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And, as someone who's not as big into Castlevania as Wander is, my first thought upon this was, Hey, wait a minute. You can have more than one representative for a third-party game?
I was saying this earlier. I just want to say this joke real quick. Richter Belmont is the first, second, third-party character.
Second, third. I love it.
But I mean, he's just put his foot into the door and fucking Shadow the Hedgehog and Big Boss, and everyone's just like, I'm coming, hold on.
Like, he is an Echo, but yeah, third-party Echo is definitely on the table. Also, echoes of newcomers are on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we could just get freaking brand new character from out of the blue, and also their best friend or twin or whatever
Right.
can just be like, I'm here too.
I'm still super polling for both Ryu and Ken at the same time. I want both. I
It
want
could
both.
happen.
Let's get our first character with 2, please.
See, it seems like one of the things they've been doing, and this might just be me being overly hopeful, is it seems like they're really trying to fill in a lot of the missing villain slots.
Yeah. No, I think that's a common
Yeah.
consensus.
Well,
I really wanted it.
only because I think, not to detract too much, but I think that a cool villain slot that's missing, since Ark brought up Ken, would be like Bison.
Okay, cool.
I don't know if he would necessarily be able to be an Echo fighter, but
No,
maybe he
no,
could be
if,
like,
if you want an Echo Fighter for Street Fighter,
Akuma.
you're looking at Ken and Akuma.
yeah,
Yeah,
right. I just
and
thought about that.
Akuma, Echo, and villain, so that could work.
I know another counterpoint to the idea that they might add more villains is that the K. Rool trailer was titled Rivals
Yeah.
and began
Yeah.
with a slideshow of these different villain characters. And if they
I
had
caught that.
if they had 3 more villains in the curtains, you would think that they wouldn't have marketed it that way.
Yeah.
Well, the Echoes aren't getting trailers, so.
Well, they're
Oh,
all
yeah, that's
surprised.
true.
Richter kind of
And
did.
like, who?
Well,
It wasn't his
different.
trailer.
Yeah.
Well,
It was kind of
he
like,
was just sort of a little icing on
yeah,
the
kind of like how Lucina tagged along in Robin's trailer.
Yeah.
I'm actually a little shocked at how nonchalantly they're dropping Echo characters. Like,
Yeah.
they don't want to dick us around this time, so they're just
Yeah.
like, hey, this isn't the biggest news we have, so here it is. And I'm still freaking out about it.
Right.
I think what they're trying to do is, like, they understand that a lot of people don't get excited by these. Like,
They don't put in the effort.
No, it's not that they're not. It's not that they don't want to put in the effort. It's more
No.
just that.
You wouldn't want to get everyone screaming at a trailer only for them to realize 10 seconds later that it's not going to be a new moveset.
Yeah, they're telling us straight up, hey, this is gonna be based off of another fighter. It's not a whole.
Yeah, I do
Yeah,
like
that's
how
what I was
clear
trying
they're
to say.
being.
Yeah, I meant like not putting the effort in. Like they don't make like an animated sequence for like Crom and the Dark Samus or something.
And
Yeah.
And going back to the previous entry, Lucina and Darkbit got the same treatment. They were put as tag-alongs to another person's trailer so that we didn't
Right.
get too much hype built for what wasn't even called an Echo Fighter yet.
Oh, Dark Pit, you're here too. Zoom in. And then that's the end of his involvement in that trailer.
Yeah.
Cool.
just thought it was a thing, like not even the.
Yeah. No, it wasn't a very good inclusion, was it?
And the other thing about the way Echo Fighter is being treated is that Sakurai told us right from the beginning, please don't expect too many newcomers. He was not counting Echo Fighters when he said that, clearly.
There are already more Echoes than I thought there would be. And I'm okay with that, because a lot of these are really popular, cool characters.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a good point to segue on. Dark Samus and Crom. How do we feel? How do we feel? I'm really happy about Dark Samus.
I know you are.
I want Dark Samus to have an SAX alt color.
Ooh,
That
I'm
would
in
make
for it.
me very
So
happy.
you just want her to look like normal Samus?
Yeah, but like with the like fleshy, scaly detailing on the armor and stuff, like still have the same textures that Dark Samus has, but I would have
Yeah, all right.
slightly off color normal Samus coloration.
That sounds like it would be so confusing visually.
Okay.
Maybe,
So
but
but I do also want that, yes.
Yeah. One
I
thing
need-
I am extremely surprised by is Crom is an echo of Roy.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't
And
wanna...
not even completely, apparently?
Like he has Ike's upbeat, kind of.
Yeah.
But the rest of
Yeah.
him is Roy without the fire. Which means
What?
he's
The-
an echo of a clone.
What?
Right. Well, they wouldn't want to make him another Marth Echo because
Yeah.
you can't fit that onto the roster when you condense it.
Marth icon would just have to be like the Fire Emblem insignia, and when you select it, there's just like a drop-down menu.
You know.
Yeah, can someone... my Metroid knowledge kind of ends after Super Metroid, and
I'm here for you.
I have no
I
idea
got you.
how dark Samus is.
Okay,
So
strap
is
in.
it Venom? Is it Venom?
Dark Samus is the.
Spoilers!
Jay is here.
All right, fine.
Spoilers
I
for
don't-
like a
What, do you really?
Okay.
Do you really?
15-year-old game.
Oh come
Yeah,
on!
it's
I'm not allowed to
playing
tell.
it.
It's
Not allowed to
kinda
tell
like
the story of Dark
Venom.
Samus.
It's
It's no.
like a sentient goo.
It's Venom.
Yeah, and it
All right.
fused with Samus's suit at one point, and now
All right.
it's just
What
Venom.
pronouns do I use when referring to Dark Samus?
She. It's
Okay.
she.
It's
she.
probably.
No, it is. It's confirmed on every level.
Okay.
She. Jay, if you'd like, you could like turn off your headphones for just a second or something.
And then edit the video later!
No, and then tell the people if you'd also like to skip this part. That's fine. We'll
He has
give
to
us
listen
like.
to it to do that. He has to edit the video.
He's gonna edit
Oh,
the video,
oh.
so when he listens
Oh, so
to it,
I'm just
edit
not
it.
allowed. Okay, all right, fine. Dark Samus is a really cool character that I support. Then how about let's talk about something else
Yeah.
then?
But I mean, the long and the short of it is that there is a big bad force that infects Samus's suit. It becomes Dark Samus. That's all you really
Yeah.
need to know.
I have not heard anyone convince me it's not Venom.
It's Venom. Okay, yes,
Okay.
it's Venom.
Yeah.
You asked for a backstory and then told me you didn't want it anymore.
I have a problem.
With what?
Yeah.
Well, back in the wee sad days of Brawl where there wasn't any Roy, I decided that my new main should be Ike. So I played Ike, I liked Ike, it was okay. Then DLC happened in Wii U and I never looked back.
Okay.
And Crom is a combination of Ike and Roy.
Yes.
This is
This
the
is
opposite
sounding
of a
like-
problem.
Yeah, peanut butter
I-
meeting jelly.
I have a feeling I'm going to be better at Crom than I am at Roy, and I don't like that.
Jay.
Jay,
I don't like it.
I'm
Jay,
going
listen to me for a second. Crom is in this game. He's a fighter. If Gino and Skull Kid end up being fighters,
Yeah, well, hang on. On
I
that
am
note,
going to your house and slapping you right in your face.
on that note, I'm sure you've all noticed that the moon is an assist trophy,
Yeah.
which probably implies that Skull Kid is not an assist trophy.
Bye, Crom. Good talking about you. Yes. Let's go ahead. Yeah, Skull
Is now
Kid.
I mean, his chances are better than ever that Skull Kid is going to be a playable character, which doesn't sound the most likely, but it is higher than it's ever been.
I love this like Schrodinger's Smash Brothers theory that like anytime an item from a franchise enters, it both simultaneously increases and decreases the character chances of that character becoming a playable fighter.
Yeah.
It's more just like having the assist trophy and then it's gone the next time. Everybody in the audience is just like, but where'd it go? Let's do the playable character now. Do something with them.
Is Chain Magic be playable?
Yes, finally.
The other thing is that trying to follow the logic of why Ridley suddenly became playable and K. Rool suddenly became playable is because they're filling in all those gaps of who are the most heavily requested for years characters.
Right.
And that harkens back to Gino, who, for whatever reason, gets requested so heavily in every single game, which just makes me think that we're gonna get Chrome, Skull Kid, and Gino all in the same game as newcomers.
To be
No,
fair, Crom, Skull Kid, and Gino were all Mii Fighter suits in the last game.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Jay, your name is Cassandra now.
oh, now I know what I want my first match in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate to be. My first battle in the last game was all Mega Men because I wanted to do that and at the top of my voice the entire time scream Okusenmon, and I did it. I lived that dream.
Good job.
And now I want to I want to enact the like Jay predicting the future battle as my first experience with
It's
this.
gonna be Jay versus Crumb, Skull Kid, and Gino on the Mega Man stage so we can play the new remix of Woodman's theme.
It occurs to me that there are going to be some listeners who have no fucking clue what we're talking about.
Link it.
And I
Someone put it
mean,
in the chat.
it's like a 2015 stream, maybe even earlier. So I just want to quickly run down that Jay mistakenly thought that they had announced Chrome for Hyrule Warriors, in his mind picturing Gino, but was in fact talking about Skull Kid, and then called him Woodman, fusing all four characters into one man.
No, you did.
There's a very
No,
fun
I was
video of
referring
it
to
on
the
YouTube.
fake Skull Kid and Twilight Princess.
He never actually. I don't think he ever actually meant the character Woodman, but that's not gonna stop us
Yeah,
from
I
giving
know.
you
Yeah.
You did call him Woodman. It's
Yeah,
true
but
that
I
we weren't
think he
talking about
meant,
like
like,
I
a
called
in-
him a Woodman.
Yeah, a man of wood. There just incidentally happens to be a Woodman character proper now.
But you did
Now,
say that
Jay.
Chrome was just announced for Hyrule Warriors, and you meant Skull Kid.
And then Fire Emblem Warriors came out.
I was really tired. Anyway, this is also part of why I don't want to main Crom, but I might have to.
It's
Jay,
poetic
I love you, Jay.
justice. You have to.
To
Your
feel
destiny.
better about playing as Crom, if you want to play Fire Emblem Awakening, I am all about it. We could just sit down together.
I
It's
do
funny
own
that
it.
you should say that because I don't.
Well,
I do own it. I love it.
King K. Rool.
Normally, when we record, we're like playing a tabletop simulator, so we can keep track of each other's like invisible "I want to talk" coins. But we didn't do that today, so I have been doing this entire recording, staring at a picture of King K. Rool. Staring at him. I didn't even know I was doing it for the first like 15 minutes.
You're a stronger man than I. That guy's got a weird look in his eye. I can't look at that directly for too long.
Can we talk about that for a moment? Because didn't Sakurai Twitter the other day that he was going to be a little bit red-eyed for the directs?
No, it was not a reference to the fact that
you're
King
as
K.
could be.
Rool has
mad
a
as
red
the people
eye.
who are like, oh, there's a purple and a yellow chair in that video while Luigi confirmed.
No.
It also was not a reference to the Castlevania song Bloody Tears, which I ridiculously saw Etheria.
But wasn't there like sometimes before he did the same thing like for the previous directs?
What did
I
he
don't know.
say?
What did he
What?
say?
I don't know.
I got big news for you, because that doesn't count.
I think the guy's just tired. He's been overworked. God, let him rest.
So I am really happy about K. Rool, but I know somebody here probably wanted him more than me. Isn't that right, Rhea?
I was rooting for King K. Rool for a very long time, and he was in my top 5 up until the day before we recorded, and then I swapped him out for Cranky Kong. So I feel like, oh man, if I had just left him in, then retroactively I could have had 2 of my top 5 characters confirmed. But no, I had been
But you
rooting
still
for him
have-
for a very long time. In fact, I had the pleasure of voicing King K. Rool in a very old stream we did called the Master Stream.
Yeah, I do remember that. That was fun. Yay.
So I think one of my favorite things about King K. Rool that they did well is that they are borrowing his moveset from pretty much every Donkey Kong game he's ever been in.
Yeah.
And I think that's really neat. A bunch of little touches, like being able to suck people into his musket, like he used to be able, or well, I guess he wasn't able to. You forced him to in his final fight.
The hat toss is from his boss fight in DKC 1. The
gun.
The gun is from DKC 2.
Yeah.
The jetpack, the little spinny propeller thing, I think that's Donkey Kong 3.
Yeah. And then his final smash.
Final Smash is from Donkey Kong 64. That's great.
And
I
also
love it.
boxing gloves for some of his attacks.
Yeah, also that.
I really wonder if they went through the trouble of like when he doesn't have his hat, he's more vulnerable to attacks to the head, or maybe you can throw a bomb into his gun while it's sucking in, and that would do damage to him. I want to know how fine they got into those details.
I mean, I can
Can he
imagine.
steal his hat off his head?
Yeah,
the
well,
villager
villager can. I think his
Yeah.
hat just works like a normal projectile, but from watching the direct, the musket, like, suck, whatever you want to call it.
I don't want to call it that.
Musket suck. It looks like it works a lot.
Croc
like,
sucker!
Looks like it works similarly to Kirby or DDD Standard B. So I'd imagine it could also probably pull in items.
But it looks like it shoots, sucks, shoots again.
Yeah, I'm trying
That's
to
what I
figure out
thought.
how to control what it does. I'm sure we'll know more about that later.
Also, he's got a counter move, like fucking every
Yeah.
newcomer nowadays, and it's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's a little weird.
Isn't he the first heavy fighter that has to counter?
Yeah, I think he might be.
Think so?
I have to watch that again. I don't think I remember him having. Oh, okay.
His
he does.
big old tummy. I mean,
The belly thing.
it's not really based on anything other than the fact that he has a random golden stomach and chest for no reason, and Sakura
It's
had to
armor.
work with that.
It's armor.
He dipped his gut into gold plating.
Yeah, and he puts it on and
clip-
takes it off before bed.
It clips onto his nipples. So that
Yeah, it has
Oh.
it has a belly button even.
See, my only problem with believing that it's armor is that it undulates like flesh.
Oh no, he seems like the kind of guy who would dip his entire front in gold.
I don't even know where to start with all the things that I love about K. Rool and the K. Rool trailer. I'm taking it all in still. But
Oh, can I start with the
Yeah.
fact that it's absolutely freaking hilarious that DDD trolled everybody for like the first 30 seconds of that trailer?
Especially when you consider that Sakurai voices him.
I know, it's so
Yeah.
great. Oh, that made me so happy. Like, I knew that in the end it was actually going to be a K. Rool reveal trailer because that would have been literally like setting fire to somebody's hair if it ended up being a huge lie. But just the fact that they went with DDD being the little piece of crap that he is.
Yeah, I'd like to personally thank the devs team for not pulling that trick on Ridley, because I probably would have been salty. Oh, he was so good looking, though. And I love how snappy his Final Smash is. Man, I was so happy when they pulled that out. Oh, God.
the music that plays during this trailer is my favorite song of the favorite new song that they've revealed so far, and yet the only way I can watch it is to go but 56 seconds in the video, play it through with the sound effect grunts and smashes, and then go back and reset it to 50 seconds in, and listen to it again.
It was a good day for fighters.
It was a good day for fighters. It's a good day for villains. I think we now have all the big ones.
Yeah.
Everyone.
We have 5 new characters today. 3 of them are echoes, but still, it's 5 new characters.
Who's the next big villain?
Probably Medusa.
Medusa.
I'm calling Medusa. I think she's gonna be an Echo
Or-
Fighter. I'm calling
I
it.
guess Skull's
Also,
good counts.
Dixie's still coming. Dixie's definitely still coming. Dark Samus got revealed after Ridley. They're doing the same thing.
I'm gonna consider Ganon represented, otherwise he'd be the next one.
Yeah, I would
No
think-
Fire Emblem villains, and I don't want that either. And nobody else
Bandana
wants us.
DDD.
Are there any other villains that are like really big?
Nightmare.
Louis?
They're probably Skull.
Yeah, Skull Kid also. I forgot about that.
I mean, not as terms of an important villain, but a popular one.
The same level of villainy that Bowser Jr. is.
Yeah.
True. So, I have a big theory that I'd like to share on the table that is not my own theory, first of all.
Yeah.
I've already shared it on the Let's Chat channel, but first of all, the stage that they showed us that had Rathalos,
Yeah.
the one that's based off of Monster Hunter, we got no information on that. They didn't tell us a name. They didn't tell us like anything else about it besides Rathalos. They just showed us Rathalos and that was it.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Go
I
ahead.
believe that area is based on the ancestral step, it says here on the internet.
They showed us the stage select screen after that point, so there was no reason to keep it secret, and it was not included on that. So, the thought is, what if it isn't a stage? We also know that we were able to fight Dracula, but Sakurai specifically said during the trailer, I can't tell you when you can fight him,
Yes.
which is pretty weird.
Also worth
The-
noting, when you see them fighting Dracula, it's not quite the same as the regular versus version of Dracula's castle stage. It's like flat and empty, like the Rathalos stage.
The theory is that this green menu option that we're not allowed to see has something to do with that, and that it could be a story mode, perhaps.
This hasn't actually been confirmed, but there are people who have sort of decrypted what that section of the menu says, and I'm not sure if.
Yes, go ahead and
I
say it.
checked it out too. It's pretty credible.
Yeah, it says spirit.
Apparently, if you decode that weird gradient, I guess, that they have on that.
Yeah,
It says that.
pixelation.
It says spirit on it. Also, the icon that they have on there kind of looks like Subspace Emissaries. It's like just a little
I mean,
bit. Just-
I'd be
I
really
think it just
surprised.
looks like a little spirit fireball dealy.
Oh, that could also be it.
Yeah.
I don't think that there's a lot of people who are listening to our show who haven't already heard all this, because we're not
Sure.
we're not the fastest people out there. But we do have some fun things to say about it, and my fun thing to say is, new story mode!
Whoa.
Maybe.
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 Yeah, no, one of my major concerns is that it's not going to be a new story mode, and that it's going to
And
be
then what did I
something.
get hyped for?
Then why am I hype right now? And that it's just going to be something like the amiibo interactivity that the most recent game had, where spirits maybe are the ability to like have a second player that functions like a spirit that can help you in modes that need 2 players or something, and being able to set up like a NPC type character that can fight alongside of you. I don't know, something dumb like that.
Well, I just don't think that Sakurai is in the business of disappointing us any farther, and I've been so pleased by everything we've seen so far that post-character development Ryu-chan says this is going to be something I like, whether it's a story mode or not.
Right, and also like I would wonder why a feature like that would be like prominently displayed, taking up a quarter of the screen on the main menu, first thing you see.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, but I guess on the Ryu-chan chart of character progression, I'm still cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic, but I still think there's some kind of element of story mode, but it's really downscale compared to what we expect from like Brawl or something.
I mean, we've got the DNA of Adventure Mode from Melee, Subspace Emissary, and Smash Run from 3DS. I mean, it might be something completely new, but it's probably going to at least carry over some elements or ideas from those.
Yeah, that I can agree on.
I think it involves
So
bosses, whatever it is. I think it involves the bosses that we don't know anything about.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that there is credence to the theory that Rathalos and Dracula are related to whatever's on that
Hey,
green option.
we put a pin in something. I think now's the time to take that pin out. A lot of people think that since the story mode is called Spirits, or whatever it is, what this thing is called Spirits, and we've seen characters mysteriously die in these trailers, that there's a connection.
Very much as violently and
That was the word I
Just
was
had
looking
the
for,
life
yeah.
force ripped from his body. I don't know what's so weird about that.
So why did they
I like
kill
the
Luigi?
edge of new Nintendo.
Why did they kill Luigi? Answer, because it's foreshadowing something else in the game that has to do with ghosts.
All right. I mean, I'm in for it.
Falshane
Sounds
is in
cool.
Smash. Everybody's here.
Falshane confirmed.
If this new mode does involve bosses, like it seems to imply with Dracula and Monster Man,
Rathalos.
what bosses are we hoping to see? Because Ridley was kind of the boss, and now he is no longer the boss.
Well,
There's
Mother
two
Brain.
bosses.
Let me get some of that crate, please.
Like,
Creed
Ridley
would be
was-
really cool, but I think Mother Brain would still be the most iconic villain.
Oh, yeah.
Also an assist
Yeah,
trophy?
also-
well, although maybe that actually
Yeah,
helps.
'cause
She's already an
Rathalos-
assist trophy. Ooh.
Yeah, I guess Rathalos is a boss and an assist, so maybe Mother
Yeah,
Brain could be a boss.
Yeah, he's the first one.
Not the only one, maybe.
Kraid's got Brinstar depth, so I don't think he's itching for representation.
I think we could also maybe get some kind of dragon or god from Fire Emblem as an like boss, kind of
Like
Rathalos
Grima?
style. But, yeah, for example.
Yeah,
Isn't
I would.
Grima like 400 stories long?
Okay. You could just fight his
Well-
face.
You just his face.
I would actually like to
Rathalos
see.
is puny.
I'd like to see if I had to pick like 2 random characters off the top of my head. One would be either Chaos or some variant on Eggman for the Sonic franchise, or Sigma for the Mega Man franchise, since we have
okay.
Zero now.
I think they'll stick with the Yellow Devil, how much disappointing that might seem.
I'd really like to see PD Piranha come back. I've been missing him.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be fun.
And I guess if I had to throw in another one, we've talked many times about how King Hippo would be a great boss.
True.
King, this would be the perfect thing for King Hippo, because like they kind of Punch-Out kind of plays around with exactly how big he is, so if they wanted to, they could just size him up to be huge.
If they added a Kirby boss, I would love to see Zero too. He's my favorite.
Oh god. Not Nightmare, but Zero 2 is the one giving us nightmares. I'm trying to think of trying to narrow down to one Zelda boss, because there are just so many.
Onyx.
What's is that the big guy from Skyward Sword?
Yeah, nobody. No, that's the big guy from Oracle of Seasons specifically. So number 1, never gonna happen.
No.
Because number 2, Capcom character. Number 3, I just threw out a name.
Yeah. What is
I'm thinking maybe Goma or Helmarock.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Is it Demise? Is that the guy I'm thinking
Yeah,
of?
Demise.
Yeah, I
Demise.
think that'd be a good one.
Yeah.
The Imprisoned, maybe.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
What about
Oh, don't throw the Imprisoned.
Again.
I'm so tired of the Imprisoned. I never want to see it
Anyone from Breath of
again.
the Wild.
What about just those good old Smash original bosses like Gallant and Goofus or whatever their name is?
That's
Gallium and Duon? Was that
Yeah, I love those
yeah.
guys.
They were pretty unique and cool. Yeah.
But Duon's just Game & Watch. He's just Game & Watch.
I wasn't a
What
big fan
about-
of Gallium. I did like Duon's design though.
Oh, Dynablade! They gotta put Dynablade in it.
Yeah, Dynablade would be great. Let's put in Dynablade. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Good idea.
Fine,
Yeah.
normal Luigi. Metal Face could probably be a boss.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Also, I just remembered that Breath of the Wild exists, so a Hinox or a Lionel or a Talus could all work.
Just one of the divine beasts just storms onto
Sure.
the stage.
Why not?
Or
As long
one
as
of
it's
the.
not one of the Blight Ganons, 'cause I don't really like
I was
those
gonna
guys.
say, yeah, the spirit Ganons.
I kind of like them. The Castlevania
So
stage
many.
looks badass.
Oh, it
I'm
is
way
so
into
good. I love it.
It's so good.
Also, I love how it looks like right out of the NES game, just like Simon himself. It looks like they just took the NES game and made it HD. So they have the clock tower and the crescent moon, and it's great. And
I
all
think one
all
of the
monsters.
best things, one of the best things they did is that you can break the candlesticks, the candelabras,
Yes!
and get items out of them.
Yeah, that's such a tiny detail that of course Sakurai would do.
Yeah, it's just that made me so happy when I saw that. I can finally eat wall chicken in Smash Brothers.
Yes, give me that wall meat. Yeah. Also, the monsters are a really cool hazard,
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are.
Mm.
and it's just it just fills you with that whole gothic horror universal monster vibe.
Oh,
My favorite
and
was the mask.
anybody, Carmilla. Yeah,
Carmilla,
anybody that hasn't already looked into it or know it on site,
Yeah.
the mystery monster is very likely Dracula Jr.
Yeah, Kid
Yup.
Dracula.
Yeah.
Although it is just his design from the box art, so I'm not sure if he's actually going to do
It's
anything.
gotta be.
That makes
It's
much more
gotta
sense than
be.
my guess, which was Don Patch from Boba 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 Bo.
I mean, it would be kind of funny and in that Nintendo style of humor to have this stage where you have freaking Dracula and the Wolfman and masks that cry blood bursting through walls, and then all of a sudden this oversized chibi little Dracula baby bursts out and just starts wobbling around the screen or something.
Right?
What about New Donk?
Yeah, I mean, we could have easily guessed that New Donk City would be staged, and in fact, we did.
We did, yeah.
Yeah.
But I am pleased as punch because my mayor is there, and that's all I needed, really.
Yeah, I think that was one of the things we also talked about was that she would show up and potentially put on a
A show.
concert or something. Yeah.
Now, do you think at any point there's I don't know, a Saturday night mode or something where everything is the dark neon version that
Oh,
you'd see
I'd
from?
I hope so.
That'd be awesome.
I do like how you have to collect all the musicians like you do in Odyssey,
Mm.
and then the actual vocal song will start.
Yeah, and there is a precedent in the Animal Crossing stage where on what was it Saturdays KK would show up. So
I'm really glad that they added New Dunk as a stage, but these stages where they'll pick up off the ground and then move around to other locations, I've never really gravitated towards.
Yeah, it
I don't know.
reminds me. It's almost exactly like the Prism Tower stage from 3DS.
It
Yeah.
feels it feels a little derivative to me, but I'm the scene is cool. I enjoy that.
Yeah,
well, I
I'm
guess
not
you're not very big on the whole format now where you can choose 2 or 3 stages and it
Yeah.
just
Stage
I've
4.
transforms between them.
I looked at that and I was like, that's pretty cool, but man, is that fucking weird.
It is weird.
Man, is that weird? What an odd thought. I'm into it.
I think it adds a lot for competitive mode because you can pick characters that aren't necessarily built for one stage layout.
There is no way any competitive tournament is going to add.
I was going to say, like, the
disagree.
first thing
No
I thought
way.
when I saw that was, and that'll never be used in organized play.
It's never
disagree.
been used.
Now we can switch between Smashville and Town and City.
Now that we're talking about this, I also want to say it surprised me that they limited it to 2. I understand that there could be like memory issues or something. But I feel like maybe finding a way around that would have made that function much more interesting to me. Limiting it to just 2 just seems like an odd choice. I almost want a whole playlist of stages to do.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
You know
I
what
think
I mean?
it might have just been to prevent, like, just that can get crazy, right? Like,
Worst
just picking
lag.
20 stages, because there is, what, 103 stages?
Yep.
I'll
So-
want to pick all.
300 if you come.
Yeah, I want to go. I want to go through a tour.
Yeah, let me play through every single stage in one thing. That sounds great. I'll do that. That sounds fun. I mean, it would
In the middle of a match, just your fucking switch goes.
But yes, 103 stages confirmed. That means there's only like, I counted through and I think there's only about 18 that are not in there.
And some of them make sense to me because they're just kind of redundant. Like they don't have the 64 Metroid stage
Or Star
Fox. But I mean, those both get kind of remade in the later games. But then you've got Town and City and Smashville, and I
honestly
don't know. I
think
don't
that-
even know which one I'm on when I'm on it.
I think they just kept those stages because of needing to
Competitive.
maintain a certain amount of tournament-worthy stages.
Yeah.
And since, like, we already know these 2 stages are acceptable, we might as well just keep them in to keep, you know, the hardcore gamers happy, since they are trying to toe that line between casual play and serious quote-unquote play.
Looking through this, there are only really 3 stages that I really want to see come back. Now, if we're going this far, then those are Pac Maze, because that's like the iconic Pac-Man location. Rainbow Road, because I like Rainbow Road, I like the music, even though we can use music on any stage, though.
Yeah.
And the third one is, of course, Sakurai, you coward, give us Poke Floats.
Well, I do not share Wander's feelings about Poke Floats and would dare to say they're quite the opposite, but I
What's
am
the
happy
name?
to see that the one stage that I really wanted back, Magicant, did get confirmed.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
My biggest hopes for returning stages all got in. I mean, Fountain of Dreams was a big one for me.
Yep.
The Saffron City. There are very few stages that I was really hoping to see again that did not come back, and Pac Maze was one of them. But
I'm not actually complaining, of course. 'cause
Yeah,
I just so much.
We made mention on that on I think our last chat that I really wanted an update of Brinstar Depths, and Kraid looks so good. He looks really nice. I'm really happy with that.
That's what I'm.
Also, Hannonbau's back, so you guys are done. You guys are done.
Fight me.
Okay.
okay.
Tannenbaum is back.
Crack.
So are the stages that we currently know of that were on the roster and are on the website? Are those the 103 that we're talking about, or are there still some gaps?
I think that we still have 6 stages
Well,
left to see.
That's like there's room on the screen that they showed for 6 more, but we know the 103.
Okay. So they said 103, but it could, and it probably is going to be greater than 103 at actual launch because
Possibly.
stages that they didn't want to reveal yet.
So it's going to be 109 in total?
Maybe, like, we don't know if those spaces are actually going to be filled.
yeah, I
Okay,
mean, they
yes,
could
fair
be
enough.
for future DLC, for all we know.
Right.
They could be for future DLC.
And we haven't seen anything about Stage Builder yet.
Oh, right.
My logic is that they're probably not done showing us stages, so they wouldn't show us everything on that screen just yet, and that's where I think the 6 come
He
in.
seemed pretty pleased to tell us that there were exactly 100 stages if you didn't count the Smash Originals.
Oh, that's fine. Give us a number. He could tell us a number. That doesn't spoil anything for us.
I guess.
But the others, like the other stages, are going to be related to the other newcomers that we get. So of course I'm
Oh,
going to show that.
yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, one of the things that I was actually discussing with someone that's not part of Challenger Approaching, surprise, surprise, is that there's, I think, been on average about one Smash-related content reveal per month since they started doing it. And if that's the case, then we still have like another 4, if there isn't one in December-ish, 3 to 4, I'll say, directs or announcements, whatever you want to call them, dumps of info left. And if there's at least one character announcement per each one of those, which again seems to be a pretty steady trend, then we could be looking at another 4 solid character introductions, not including Echo Fighters.
Right, and he did say
I'm just expecting one more direct.
Yeah, he did say that there were more characters to see, and he would reveal all of them before the game launched.
He did say that, and you know what? I'm all right with it. It's okay. That's fine.
I guess that's one way to prevent leaks.
Yeah, and in today's gaming thing, as soon as the game comes out, everyone will just say, "Hey, this character's in."
Yeah, it'll only take a day at most to have somebody completely rip the game apart and just be like, "Well, here's literally everything you need to know."
Now, I put on Twitter what I predict we're going to see for the rest of the roster, not in terms of exact characters, but I mean, we got 2 characters shown in August. And we got 2 characters shown 2 months ago in July. I think we're gonna get, June. I think we're gonna get 2 characters in October, and then 1 final character in December, and then plus Echo Fighters. I think we're gonna get 70 base characters, and then a total up to 80 characters with Echoes. That's my official set in stone prediction.
I think I want to play a fighting game. I want to be competent in a fighting game that legitimately has 100 fighting characters available.
Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3. I mentioned every single time.
Yeah. Great game. Also, I think that's over 300 characters. But I think what we're gonna get is, I don't know if it's gonna be just one more direct, maybe 2. It's possible. But whatever is the last direct, I think we're gonna get a shitload of Echo Fighters. Like a ton. Like maybe 10. Maybe that's what I would do, because they look easy to make.
Yeah, well, I was going down that train of thought, and I realized I couldn't come up with 10 Echo Fighters to add on my own. I couldn't.
I can. Give me time.
Sakurai just shows up,
and all of them sound great.
And he's like, "You're gonna want to grab a drink, maybe get comfortable, put on your comfy pants."
Okay, so he's got Dr. Luigi.
There's some really compelling Echo Fighter ideas I've seen out there.
Yeah.
Also, last time we talked about this, we talked about Isabel, and we couldn't come up with an idea for her. She could just be an Echo Fighter.
She could.
Yeah,
she
could. Fair enough.
I guess.
Yeah.
You can play literally any of the villagers in Animal Crossing. They're just Echo Fighters, the villager.
That sounds fun.
Aren't there 300 animal characters?
That sounds fun.
Yeah, take that, Dragon Ball Buddha or whatever. Oh yeah, modes.
Do we want to talk about these
modes and rules?
So yeah, there's sudden death mode, which whatever. There's stamina mode, which whatever. Final smash mode, which I think is the most.
Okay.
Really.
Talking about the final smash meter.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
It's like a super meter or a special meter from other fighting games.
Yeah.
I'm so hype about that because I hate chasing the Smash Ball. I hate it. God, I hate it so much.
Yeah, I like the idea of the Smash meter because it gets rid of the stop literally everything you're doing right now. The most important thing in the entire world at this moment is getting the Smash Ball, which I think is highly distracting. And B, I know that they already tried to balance the Final Smashes by making them pseudo-similar, but some Final Smashes, let's just be honest, are much better than others. Right. So I might play as a character like, I don't know, Corrin, where, in my opinion, Corrin's Final Smash is really good. And I'd be like, yeah, I really want to get that. I'm going to spend a lot of time focusing on it. But then I might play as a character like Mario, where if my opponent just jumps at the right time, my entire Final Smash is just garbage. So I think that having a more frequent but much weaker Final Smash is better, and it does emulate, standard, as Wander was saying, fighting game character super moves.
Right, and another thing I like about having Final Smashes without the Smash Ball is characters with low mobility had a really tough time getting the Smash Ball.
True.
'Cause it would
Yeah.
be zipping
very
on
true.
stage.
Only thing I hope for is that they balance it a little bit more from what we saw in the trailer, because Marth still KO'd Lucas at 20%. That was, yeah.
Yeah.
Some
I'm
Final
sure-
Smashes are much better than others.
There was Squad
Squad.
Assault.
Yeah.
Oh, boys, we're doing that squad thing on stream. We are so totally doing that. Do that with me,
Squad
please,
Strike,
please. Yes.
Squad Strike.
We can finally be a squad. I've waited so long.
Well, I'm not 100% sure if Squad Strike works like the idea we
All-Star?
had in that Project M did, where you're like one person going, like each stock is a different character, or if it's more like a crew battle that people set up. I want to see it in action, is all.
Yeah, the one thing that confused me the most was that they said you can be in a squad and you can play as different people, or different people could play in the same stock match. So if you had like a 5 versus 5, you could be like 3 of them, another guy could be 2 of them, but they didn't tell you how that worked.
Like maybe
probably
there'd be
have
an
a-
option where you could say, oh, players 1 through 3 are on this team.
I don't
And
think.
they
I,
each
th-
get
I
one
think it's much
character.
less formal than that. I think you pass the controller.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say
but-
that, you know, there is a system of names in Smash Brothers, so you could just say like, I'm selecting this character, and then you select the name of the person who will be playing as that character. So, like, I'm gonna select Lucas, and I'm gonna select for Lucas the Falshane name, and then I'm gonna select Ridley, and then for Ridley I'm gonna select the Arc name, and then I'm gonna select etc. 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 And then just when that character comes up, it'll say like, you know, Falshane, your turn, or whatever.
Maybe.
It knows our names.
You remembered.
Do you remember in Melee when they had names over your characters, but they also had an invisibility item? I can't believe that existed, considering how much of like painstaking consideration Sakurai puts into the series.
Nobody's perfect.
He made that game in like a year.
Now, with all these game modes, it's definitely exciting that there's so many different ways to play. Though my biggest concern with it is knowing that everyone's going to have their own household rules of what they prefer in terms of like stock and time and items and how you do
Yeah.
final smashes. And the online mode is only going to be able to support 1 or 2 presets. So people are... There's not going to be a standardized that people are used to. Whatever they have on online, there's going to be a lot of people who disagree with it.
Oh no, I mean, I've got a
uh,
poll right here. It says, only stage Final Destination, no items. Everybody has to play as Fox
Wolf.
McCloud, actually.
What's the opposite of no items Final Destination Fox only? Is it like
Or Fox.
Icicle Mountain Pichu only?
It's Tannenbaum.
Icicle Mountain is the most offensive stage you can think of.
I mean, it is definitely an offensive stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Newport City.
Oh wait, is that the one that
No.
keeps scrolling?
Yeah,
Is
it's
that
Yeah.
the one that keeps scrolling? Oh, okay, yes, never mind. You win.
There's that one, and isn't there a Donkey Kong Country stage that's basically a clone of that?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's worse because there are spikes.
Okay,
Oh,
then
okay, all right. You have to
Why?
go. You have to go into the rules. Set everyone to like
Random.
high gravity, like times 0.5 speed,
Metal.
75 M, Pichu only, items on.
You would
but
walk
just
off the
great.
stage and just die. Like,
Just great.
And the only controller you can use is a Wiimote on its side.
and it has to have been produced by Mad Cats.
Smashdown. I love
That's the
it.
mode I'm most excited about, because I know that I'm going to be able to do that with all my, like, even a friend who isn't that super into Nintendo, I'm going to be able to play that mode with them, and they're going to be forced to use characters that they wouldn't normally pick and kind of get more familiar with them. To me, it just seems like a good, like, conversation starter for, oh, you don't really know much about Fox McCloud? Well, now you have to listen to me talk about it for 30 minutes.
Dude, shut up! I'm trying to play. Dude, come on!
I
I'm
like-
trying to play.
Actually, I'm fully into this thought process. That sounds fun.
I do like the idea of like being encouraged to try new characters.
There's gonna be like 70 characters. If that's not enough encouragement.
Yeah, because while you said that everyone are like incentivized to play several people, like you have the 70 roster, but everyone has like the 3 mains they always play. Like I usually play the Palutena, Cloud, and I believe I played Roy most of the time. But now after
Oh,
Extreme
you-
Madness, I couldn't play them anymore.
Just
Yeah.
3, huh?
After 2, because Jay is gonna pick Roy.
What if I
Then I
pick
pick
Roy
Brawl.
first? What if I pick Roy on round 1? How would you
I
feel,
guess
Jay?
I'll die.
Wow.
Then I'll pick Ridley.
I haven't gotten to play him yet. I don't know how.
Smash
Well,
gets
never mind.
so spiteful, we just start picking each other's characters so that the other player can.
Well, I'm gonna pick Lucas.
Oh, Wario, perfect.
Oh, you're gonna
for
pick
me.
Simon? Joke's on you, I'll play Richter.
Looks like a cool mode. I'm into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really quickly want to touch on training mode in that grid stage with the
That's some nerd ass shit.
yeah.
That's some nerd ass shit.
Like,
I love it.
I'm not going to be super into that, but I know a lot of competitive players that are going to
yeah.
be over the
Oh,
moon
they're
about
gonna
that. And I think the competitive scene for this game is going to be pretty impressive.
I think
Yeah.
one of my favorite things about them putting all of the like data points into the training stage is like, hey guys, we put all these tools in here so that you don't have to like hack the game and get all the data for yourself. But people are still gonna hack the game and like data mine it. So, I mean, I think the stage looks cool and I think it's neat, especially for people who maybe aren't as tech savvy. But I mean, if you think that's gonna stop everybody from getting that information precisely just by ripping the code out,
It's going to be helpful for people who want to get into competitive.
yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
I know.
of course, we have to hack the game. How else are we going to learn about patch notes?
Some balance adjustment has been made.
Guess
Yeah,
I'll just stand in training mode with every character, doing every attack and every percentage, just to figure out what it is.
And I saw some comments like I hope that like the 2 other outlines around the move was like DI, but I think that would be too much to ask. And when
No,
they mentioned the
it's-
percentage, they went, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, it's 0 and 100%.
I also am in the mindset of that's fair. Like, I don't think DI is that easy to calculate in that manner.
Items, Pokemon, and assists. I think that's the last group of things.
So banana gun. Banana gun?
I love banana
Banana
gun.
Banana gun.
It's from Captain N. It's from Captain N, the Game Master.
It literally is. Yeah, it was in the demo, but it's nice to actually like see it in action.
Playable Captain N confirmed.
He's the guy using the NES zapper when you select
Right.
Duck Hunt.
Some people made that theory, yeah.
I don't know if they're gonna keep doing event modes, but if they are, then we're definitely going to see some sort of Mega Man hit Simon event.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hope. Falshane,
Yes, sir.
what the heck is a killing edge?
I'm glad that you chose the more intelligent Resident Fire Emblem expert.
I
the more
already regret
attractive,
everything.
the stronger, faster.
Hey, Saps.
Saps, what? Never. You know what? Never mind.
I know
I
what
don't
it is.
care anymore. I
Okay,
don't care anymore.
Jay, say it.
The sword.
Okay.
You know what? I like his answer.
To me.
I like it.
That's not what I was using it for. Sorry.
Okay,
Oh.
look, Ryu just picking his teeth with it. But to answer the question simply, it's just a sword in Fire Emblem that has a high crit rate.
Okay.
So the fact that they use that as like glowing to show when a critical hit is more likely, that's really all it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that
the
rather
rage
than
gun?
it being random.
Is the rage gun from anything?
Don't think so.
No.
My heart and soul.
Yeah, it's. I like that.
This is
it
2 a.m.,
uses
Mom.
Rage, which is a Smash mechanic, so I'm pretty sure it's a Smash original.
Yeah.
Wait, was there that kind of gun in Shadow the Hedgehog?
Oh man,
That specific gun is not from Shadow the Hedgehog. I can vouch for that.
But speaking of rage, did you guys notice that there is a toggle for rage as a concept? So you can
There's
just
a
turn it off?
toggle for
Yes.
pretty much everything. Stage
Good.
hazards, like
Good,
whether or
good.
not the stage does anything, rage, which I think is cool. I definitely
And
think
it's
it's
going to be a large community of people who just turn everything off.
I had no idea until that announcement was made that anybody even disliked Rage. It was just sort of there for me.
I think
Yeah.
the problem that comes with Rage is just it makes the matches less formulaic. So I have to worry that this move that normally only kills at 70% can now kill at 60% if their character's on a certain percentage of rage and da-da-da-da-da. It made it too variable.
Yeah.
So,
it's complicated
by-
and a little bit too powerful.
Is every competitive match going to select that off now?
Probably. I would imagine so.
Really?
Yeah.
I would
Not
imagine.
necessarily.
I
It
think
could be a
Rage is
thing
weaker
discussed.
in this game than it was in 3DS Wii U.
I still believe that, and this, I'll have to admit, I don't play in Smash competitively. I do watch it pretty regularly, but I don't actually compete. But I think that anything that can remove randomness or variability or like anything that fluctuates or changes throughout a match generally gets taken out.
That's
Alright.
fair.
Sakura, let us
Mario-
toggle tripping on, please.
You can actually, it's a slider bar. You can choose how frequently characters
Oh.
slip.
Oh my god, I would love to play a match where there is tripping every 2 seconds.
I'm actually kind of here for that if it's an option.
Oh
Actually,
man,
if it's optional, I'm all for it.
yeah.
Also,
absolutely.
low gravity, so you're just like slipping all over the place.
Characters
Eye level.
slip and then they just hover and spin in the air for a few seconds.
Well, I'll take a couple more items. That moment when Ness is just killing people with death's sight.
Best thing ever.
I'm turning it off.
I think one of my favorite things that's come from this direct is all of the like fan art of Ness in like freaking Magus from Chrono Trigger poses, where he's like got the
Yeah.
death sight that he's hovering with like a glowing reddish black cloud
Yeah.
around him.
Also, I think my favorite new item is the Ramblin' Evil Mushroom.
Yes, finally.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Two things. A, I know that the people that I play Smash with offline regularly cannot handle things like the Palkia Skull Kid that swap the
Yeah.
controls, and I have become 100% like Psycho Mantis with that shit. As soon as it happens, I'm like, everything is backwards. But just watching my friends running off the stage confused. Now that's gonna be on an item that I can just throw at them. I'm so happy. Also, Mother Rep. Just more Mother Rep.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Psycho Mantis, I heard a thing recently where if codec calls are back for Snake, then his call for Simon or Richter should be, so you play a lot of Castlevania Symphony of the Night, don't you?
I don't even like the
items.
staff.
Oh yeah, the staff.
Yeah, the staff
It looks
neat.
cool.
Yeah.
With the gun. Why is it called a staff?
Okay,
Because
other
Kitty
things
Chris.
can shoot projects, Wander.
Ask Sakurai, he made the
You know, every
Stabs.
gun has
Stabs.
one more bullet than you think it does, Stubo.
Let's talk about them Pokemons.
I love
Yes.
the wall.
The
So, okay, sorry, I want to jump on this really quickly. I am so proud of Ditto. He's supposed to have been in the game since like the first game.
like since
Yeah.
I know since Melee.
Yeah, like
Maybe earlier.
but he's been like a footnote in Smash, like deep lore for almost as old as I am.
Right. There's just
And-
one little thing that they still haven't completed about him that maybe by the next game they'll have fixed, which is that he doesn't have a dumb smiley face when he
I know
transforms.
he doesn't have the Ditto face. Fair.
Just pink. Dude, now I want to see Ditto versions of all the fighters. I want to see Ditto Ridley.
Diddly.
Now, what's going to be really confusing is when you've got like Samuses and Dark Samuses on the map together, and then a Ditto Samus comes out, and you're like, who are you signing?
Doesn't float.
Oh yeah, I didn't consider that. The characters like Ridley would be probably pretty hard to do the Ditto face for, huh?
Oh,
No,
that'd
you
be
How
just
would
have
you-
the
how would
dots
you-
on either side where
would
the
you-
eyes
How would
would
you
be.
even do that?
And one
Exactly.
big long line around where the mouth would be.
You know, it'd just be
Yeah.
like the head normally, but the face is only on one side.
Would he look more horrifying? Maybe.
If Ditto Ridley had a weird face, would he wear it like this or like?
Okay, but I think we all know who the real star of this direct is. My good friend, Alolan Executor.
Okay, so I was a little confused. Does he just is he just a wall or does he actually?
He's just a wall. He's just a wall.
Fair enough, I guess.
Completely unhelpful to you.
I kind
Or
of
to
wish
anyone.
it made it where like you had to fight him and you're trying to tip him over the people on the other side of him.
That'd be funny. Or like
a whacking pinata.
I kind of
Or
love how it just does nothing.
Yeah, I think it would have been cool, sort of like what Jay was saying, if it was a larger version of what Wobbuffet was, where you could hit it and it just bounced back and forth.
Sorry for all Mimikyu fans,
Yeah.
Why?
because
Oh,
you wouldn't get your playable character.
Oh, no, not as a playable
Congratulations, Mimikyu.
character.
Yeah, congratulations, Mimikyu fans.
Yeah, I always expected Mimikyu to come in as a Pokeball character, and I'm super psyched to see him, especially since he plays does Let's Snuggle Forever.
Yes.
I'm absolutely happy about that.
Hey,
And-
any Pyukumuku fans out there?
No!
Hey.
Well,
Gross. Gross.
I think it's great that he's basically just Scatterbug or whatever from the most recent game. But I really, really, really am glad that they put, not that anybody was really expecting them not to, Marshadow into the game. Because I think that one of the things that really sucks as a Pokemon fan is that in the old days, we got our mystical, magical Pokermans. They got a big, deep lore story behind them with all kinds of crazy information. It was a really big, huge deal. Sometimes you had to go to events or do like in-game stories to get them. Marshadow kind of didn't. He was in the most recent Pokemon movie, but his like involvement was not interesting in any way. I could go on a tirade about what I feel about the most recent Pokemon movie, but I'll spare everybody that. That's a different video. But my point is, I really love the concept of Marshadow as a Pokemon. Ghost fighting is such a cool combination. He's like a shadow fighter that can literally blend into the shadows, pop up behind you, and then kick your butt. He literally does that in Smash Brothers. So just a Pokemon I really like, who I think didn't get enough representation, getting into the game and doing what he should be doing. I got the
Kicking ass.
biggest heart for this Pokemon right now.
Now, I thought you were actually going to mention Alolan Vulpix when you led up to that.
Alolan Vulpix is also really cool.
It's cool that we have both regular Vulpix and Alolan.
Yeah, I like that.
Wasn't expecting that.
No, and I kind of was, and I'm expecting to see Alolan and Stin and Meowth next, and kind of with the same mechanic of facing opposite directions.
Yeah, because we know, I'm pretty sure Meowth is coming back, but Alolan Meowth would be interesting.
Wait, we haven't seen him yet. Confirmed? Confirmed?
So, want to move on to assist trophies?
Yeah.
Fucking Zero.
Sorry, Ashley. Sorry, Ashley.
Yeah, Ashley is a trophy.
I wanted it too.
I'm sorry, folks.
But she's an assist trophy.
It's okay. Yeah.
So is Shovel Knight.
That surprised me.
I'm not surprised because I think, imagine if you were Yacht Studios, 4 years ago or so, you release a little indie title, you don't know how big it's going to be, ends up being a huge hit, you're overjoyed, you're not only making fans everywhere you go, but money hand over fist, and then freaking Nintendo, big pappy Nintendo comes in, and he's like, yo kid, you got Moxie. We like your stuff. We let you be on our consoles. You know what? Come into literally the biggest franchise we own, except for maybe Mario. And you can't have a playable character, but you know what? You can have literally the next best thing.
And
I don't know about the people Yacht Studios, but I'd be like,
Oh,
yes.
man,
Yes!
again, I'm one of the people who I didn't really want Shovel Knight as a fighter, but I think he's perfect as an assist trophy. Like moving around, bouncing on stuff, digging up food from the ground. It's a perfect representation of what his game is, and I'm really happy for him.
I want to
Good
say,
spot for him.
yeah, I could see him being a fighter. I could totally envision it. But I think landing on assist trophy makes sense, not only in terms of the game, but in terms of just Yacht Studios being an indie developer.
Saps, you mentioned Zero.
Yeah, with the way he just showed up, and then everyone was like, wait, new character? Oh, wait, it's assist trophy.
It's like, oh, all right, okay.
Maybe you thought new character.
I think almost every reaction I've seen so far was like, wait, new playable character? Oh, no.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he could have been an Echo Fighter for Mega Man. Would have been a little difficult just because Zero's fighting style isn't very similar to Mega Man's, but I'm glad to see that he is an assist trophy, that he's in the game. It's definitely better than getting someone like, I don't know, Axel. and maybe we'll finally learn what he's been fighting for.
Also, like how he says back to base, because I immediately thought, wait, is he going back to like the character base? Oh wait, then I remembered that there were two meanings for that word.
It's not just a name; it's also a location.
It's like I got to go back home to my base, my dear sweet base. I don't know Mega Man lore.
Headcanon, Zero and Base are now married.
Yeah. They're very happy. They have a good dog.
Yeah, we already knew about Knuckles. He was a blog post.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what that means? It wasn't Shadow. What does that mean?
What does it mean?
It means that we're now playing Super Smash Brothers Ultimate and Knuckles.
Alucard.
Yeah, Shadow's up.
Kind of circling back to Castlevania, I want to talk about Alucard real quick. This is like
Yeah.
straight out of Symphony of the Night, and it's really cool.
Yeah, my favorite thing is that he's. I always think it's funny when they put quote unquote more realistic looking characters into Smash Brothers because it's fun to stand them next to like Mario and just the art
Right.
style clash is funny. But freaking Alucard just. He looks like he stepped right out of an anime. He just does. He's
Yeah.
got the like freaking JoJo's Bizarre Adventure posing where he's like always slightly standing at a like 40-degree angle with his arms doing some kind of weird wafty thing. His fingers are never stationary. Like, what is going on?
Oh man, it's so silly, and I love it. Also, like all the detail they put into Alucard, how he fights, he can turn into bats and mist to move around. He has his backdash right out of Symphony, and like they put a lot of work into this character.
Yeah, I also appreciate that he's one of the assist trophies that you can kill, but Sakurai specifically says that it's very difficult.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't actually gotten a chance to look into it yet, but I did overhear that a certain character finally got an assist trophy. And even though I haven't been to the website to look at it yet, I'm still very excited that they got a Borderlands character in. So congratulations, Claptrap. Why are you guys laughing? What's funny about it? Because Claptrap is a pretty funny character, right? Ah, shit, I just got to the website. Oh, man.
Ah,
There
the
it is.
disappointment.
Oh no, we can't hear dubstep during the matches. No.
Oh my god, the Animal Crossing bus assist trophy is my new favorite. I love it. Did you see Mario's face? He was so offended that you would interrupt him like that.
Please be a normal field trip.
my stuff.
It's just like, oh, time to go.
Also, freaking Chef Kawasaki is just Kirby's old Final Smash.
Right. And like that's a cool way to repurpose that. I don't know what it is about the design of Kirby characters that they're so simple but so endearing. He's just like a
Well-
weird orange lump with an apron and a hat, but like I love this guy.
You see, cute things are cute and also simple. So
I like him because he looks exactly like a giant Neopet.
Somewhat on topic, Simon now has that thing Sheik used to have with the
Oh
the
yeah.
whip.
oh yeah, the wiggly
Yeah.
whip.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the
So-
wiggle whip.
wiggle
I'm
waggle.
surprised they brought that
I'm
back.
still not figuring out how he does that because it's not a special move. So maybe if you just like hold the attack.
Is it not a
button-
special move?
No, I think you just hold his attack button in while stationary, and then the joystick will wiggle the waggle.
Also worth noting.
Could he do that in Castlevania?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Super Castle.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right out of Super Castlevania 4.
How does he do it in
You just
Castlevania?
attack, hold the button, and you still wiggle it around.
It's probably that then.
Just
Yeah,
wiggle
probably
and
that.
jiggle.
Also worth noting, and like we can edit all this back this in the beginning or something, but he has a regular grab. He doesn't have a tether grab, but he can still latch onto ledges by using his aerial attacks. Weird and really cool.
Yeah, it's definitely unique. I mean, we've kind of already talked about him as a boss character, but Rathalos is also an assist trophy. He looks like he's got a lot of attacks similar to what boss Ridley used to do.
Yeah. I was thinking that.
He like latches onto the edge of the stage and shoots fireballs and swoops. He big. He's also
He
too big for
mortified.
Smash.
What else there? Oh, Nikki. That was like a cute little surprise. Like, oh yeah, Nikki.
So fun.
People love her.
I like that.
I was so excited when my gal got in. I'm so happy for
Yeah.
her.
Like, I'm always surprised by how much love and fans Nikki has.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, isn't Nikki based off of like an actual person?
No, based off of me.
Okay, then never
He's
mind.
like-
I am wrong.
Is the me based off of a
I
person?
don't think so. Could be, but I don't think so.
I was
I
just
know
gonna
there's
say
some
this might
sort
be
of-
the
Yeah, well,
first
see-
like actual person represented in Smash Brothers.
There used to be.
Well, the Brain Age guy.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, never mind.
And Dr. Wright, based on Will Wright.
There used to be Miiverse post made by Nikki, and that might have, and it was just the Nikki Me, so that might have led you to think that it was like a developer or something.
Never mind. I was just going to toss it out there. Sorry, I was wrong, guys.
I think the last one is Moon.
Yes.
Moon.
Which we've also already kind of talked about
Yeah.
in the sense
Yeah.
that it's not Skull Kid.
Yeah, and if you actually watch,
What does it mean?
if you watch when they summon the Sis Trophy for the Moon, a 72-hour counter actually appears in the top right corner.
It does? Oh, it does not.
No.
No.
I thought you were serious for a second. Like,
No, I'm just being an asshole.
I was like, that's a really fast 72 hours.
Man, they added Arcade Bunny this time around, which I guess is cool, but he's just kind of a knockoff Rusty's Real Deal Baseball, if you ask me. Feel a little shorted.
Couldn't have been both.
They
There
show up
more.
together and like haggle prices.
Boys, I think we're done.
yeah. Final thoughts?
Boys.
We're never done.
So I guess
There's always
we
more.
still, as much as it always feels like we know everything there is to know, there is still a lot left to be seen from
Oh,
this
yeah.
game. Enough to fill an entire direct. We got the green mode that we don't know anything about, and obviously there's going to be more characters, probably about 3 or 4 of them. I just can't believe, that it's still going, and that the game will still be playable at the end of the year.
It's 4 months away.
Yeah. So cool.
It is. Hang on 1 second. It is exactly 118 days, 5 hours, 30 minutes, and 59 seconds from when we're recording this away.
Wow.
Oh, Ryu, you dated the episode.
I mean, when you put it on
Damn it.
YouTube, it's gonna have a time.
Also-
Damn it.
Also, when we talk about the direct this week, it kind of dates the video.
Also, these kinds of videos are outdated by nature.
Yeah.
So I guess I just want to say that I am over the moon. This direct was everything. I'm probably more excited from this than I was at E3. Castlevania's in Smash, and I couldn't be happier.
I think it's more that it was just so much of left field in this one compared to the E3 one.
Yeah, I think with E3, everybody was expecting something big, and so when we got something really big. We were like,
Yeah.
great, cool, that's, not only what I expected, but more. But for this, we were expecting, like, maybe an Echo Fighter reveal, maybe just some information about a game mode, and they were like, by the way, here's, like, 5 characters, like, 20 stages, 10 items. And so it was like, whoa, I was not expecting that.
100 stages, 900 songs. Have it all.
I have a small question for Sakura, if you somehow are listening. What is your definition
He's
of
not.
few? A few
I guess-
fighters?
I guess we'll find out.
Guess we'll find out next. I don't know what I mean by that. We're not gonna find out next time. But
Maybe not.
this has been fun, and thanks for joining me, guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
E3!
All right. See you nerds later.
Bye.
Bye.